Hi, seventh graders. Today we're going to be talking about the U.S. customary system, or also called the standard system, or even the English system. And specifically, we're going to be talking about an inch. So in our class, you can see this ruler here. We are expected to measure accurately to 1/16 of an inch. Each one of these little tiny lines here on the inch side of the ruler, from 1 to 2, is 1/16 of an inch. Over here, from 0 to 1 on this ruler, each one of these is 1/32 of an inch. So again, we're expected to be able to accurately measure to the 1/16 of an inch. Today, some materials you might need. You need a piece of paper, piece of cardboard, whatever you got, backside of a mailing. Does not matter, just needs to be blank. If you have some colors, whether it be like small pens or colored pencils, those will work great. You could also just use a regular pencil or pen. But you want to be able to erase if you make a mistake, so you might want to do it in pencil first. I'm going to start with a black pen here. And I want you to draw on your piece of paper. Notice my piece of paper is lengthwise here. That will give you some more space. I am going to draw, if you have a ruler, use a ruler, and I want you to draw a 6-inch by 2-inch rectangle. If you do not have a ruler, please just go grab a straight edge, grab a book, anything that's roughly going to take up about a third of our paper here, and you'll see here in a second. So again, if you don't have a ruler, that's okay. Just go ahead and grab some sort of straight edge like a book. All right, 6 inches. And 2 inches. And then just make it as straight as possible. It does not need to be perfect. This is just a resource for you. And then match it up. And there we go. Awesome. I got my little box. Before we get much farther here, and you can pause the video as I go along here, I want you on the upper left-hand corner, I want you to write, actually lower left-hand corner, I'm going to write a 0. And lower right-hand corner, I'm going to write a 1. Next here, I'm going to grab a different pen. I'm going to grab the blue pen, one of the blue pens here. And I want to put a little symbol next to that 0. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it here. Next to that 0, I'm going to put 2 little dashes. And next to the 1, I'm going to do the same thing. Those dashes stand for inches, and they're also called a double prime symbol. On your paper here, I want you to write 3 words. The first word being prime, P-R-I-M-E. The second word being double prime. And what you can do with that is just put a little arrow next to it. So what do these mean? The prime stands for feet. So if you have a tape measure, what you can do is you can pull it out, and you can see here as I get to 12, 1 foot, or 1 foot is feet. And then same, keep on going along, 2 feet and so on. This is a 16-foot tape measure. If you have a tape measure like this here, or like another one, or even a ruler, what you can do is, with the help of someone, you can also measure your height. So I know Mr. Gannon is already 6 feet 0 inches. And how I'm going to write that here, so 6 the prime symbol, this is a double prime. The prime symbol is simply a straight up and down line. So 6 feet. And then right here, 0. And then the prime symbol, again, is 2 little dashes. And that stands for feet. Draw an arrow here. This is for feet and for inches. And just make sure you have that filled out just like that there before we get too much farther. Okay, next here. So we are expected to accurately measure to the 16th of an inch. To do this, we're going to draw some lines. I'm going to start here in the center with a little tick mark. Just estimate where the center is. And then that tick mark, I want you to draw a line, and ideally straight. I want you to draw it about 3/4 of the way through the box. So they're coming up somewhere right around there. Between 0 and 1, we get 1/2 of an inch. And I want you to draw it like that there. And then make another tick mark. And make another tick mark. And between 0 and 1/2, we have 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to draw it about halfway up here through the box. We're making a gigantified ruler, and about halfway up through the box here. And this is going to be, I'm going to draw another color so we can see it better. 1/4 of an inch, and then 3/4 of an inch. Next here, I'm going to draw some more tick marks. I'm going to have one right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. And then I'm going to draw another little line here, and this line is going to go about 1/4 of the way through the box. And it does not need to be exact here, so about that high. About that high. About that high. And again, you can just use the straight edge with this. You can also, if you're really good and really careful, you can just freehand it. And then this here is going to be 1/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch. 5/8 of an inch. And 7/8 of an inch. And lastly, the expectation in our class is to be able to accurately measure to the 16th of an inch. So another little tick mark here, tick mark, little mark, 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 and last one there. And this here is going to be the first one. You've probably already guessed it. 1/16 of an inch. 3/16 of an inch. 5/16 of an inch. 7/16 of an inch. 9/16 of an inch. 11/16 of an inch. 13/16 of an inch, and then finally 15/16 of an inch. Then most of us should know here that 16/16 of an inch would also equal 1. Or 1/2 an inch would also equal 8/16 of an inch. For our class, and in most of our math classes, you must simplify your fractions. So right now we have simplified our fractions. 1/8 is simplified, 1/4, 1/2. those are all simplified. Instead of 1/16, this will also be 2/16. I can write it as 1/8 of an inch. All right, when you have this done here, we're going to be using this for our next little assignment to help you out. I want you to take a screenshot of it and post it on this assignment. Thanks, everyone. And again, you just need a pencil.